If you're new to selling on Amazon, you'll notice that the buy box price fluctuates. People tend to drop their prices by a penny at a time, causing you to miss out on sales because you did not match the buy box. Or rather, the demand rose, and so did the buy box price, but your product sold for lower because you did not match that buy box price, so you missed out on more profit. So if you're just starting out, you probably have 5 to 10 products in your store right now, checking in once in a while, constantly changing the prices so you can stay competitive. So here's another scenario. Let's say you just sent some items into Amazon FBA warehouse. When you sent it in, that buy box price was at $30. But once Amazon got a hold of your items, they checked it in, the buy box dropped down to $27, but you forgot to update your price and match that buy box. And for those reasons and more is why I finally got a Repricer. When I first got a Repricer, I noticed much more velocity in my sales, and it was merely because I was not manually changing prices and I was letting the service run it for me. That way, it was catching the buy box at all the right times, matching at all the right times, and I was getting sales more often. So similar to a prep center or a virtual assistant, a Repricer allows you to outsource your time so you have more time to work on your business. In this video, I'll go over what Repricer I use and how I set up those repricing rules on their platform. You can follow along. There's a link to the Repricer in the description below. With that, let's get on with the video. What is going on, Amazon sellers? Welcome to the Flips Nation's channel. My name is Rob and I do about 25K a month in sales, doing primarily online arbitrage on Amazon platform. Now I'll get right into the Bqool repricing setup video. Just drop me a like and consider subscribing to the channel if you found this information helpful. And I'll also add that there's a link below to the free Flips Nation Amazon FBA Discord group. There's a free course there, there's a free community, free videos, free resources. We have a leads list, all that good stuff for free. Consider joining if you haven't gotten started selling on Amazon or you've thought about selling on Amazon. Look forward to seeing you there. Now, let's get started with the video.
Okay, so now I'm on my computer on Bqool's interface. We want to go to the top and navigate to repricing rules up here at the top. Once you click that, you want to add a new rule. I've already made my custom rule, but I'll walk you through this the beginning process real quick. We're gonna click add new rule. Up here on the top, you'll see AI powered, rule-based, conditional repricing. We're gonna click rule-based, and then we're gonna click custom rule. And then you can name the rule whatever you want to name, and then you're gonna hit next. So now, let's say test, next. All right, so I'm gonna go back over to my custom rule that I've already made. You can just continue to follow along. Okay, so we've named our rule type, right? Now we're gonna hit next. Okay, so now we're going to be navigated over to the competitors tab. This tab focuses on your general competition. So first thing we want to do is set who we will compete with, right? We're going to compete with Amazon, non-featured, FBA, and FBA. And we're going to compete with them regarding the buy box price. We don't want to do the lowest price. We want to compete with them with the buy box price. So we want to compete with Amazon only in the unfortunate event happens if Amazon is on the listing, or maybe you're competing with Amazon on listings where they're going in and out on FBM offers. I don't typically compete with FBM sellers, mainly because Amazon favors buy box for FBA sellers. So FBM sellers will typically lower their prices to improve their FBA rotation, or sorry, buy box rotation chances. So we're going to leave these 3 checked off. So moving downward to the custom settings. First settings are in relation to the seller fulfilled prime offers. Since most merchant fulfilled don't get prime, we can leave the settings as is for both our offers and competitors. And then so unless there is some seller you in particular want to exclude for whatever reason, go ahead, but I do leave this as is. I will exclude sellers with positive feedback rating lower than 60% because I think even if you're above 50%, you're still going to be competitive with the buy box. I don't think it matters too much here, so I just kind of leave it around 60%. We're going to exclude sellers total feedback count lower than 0, so we're pretty much competing with everyone. We also want to exclude matching the buy box with backorder products, meaning a store's product is out of stock and they have units pending. And it's common sense here, right? Because why would you want to compete and match the buy box with someone who can't fulfill delivery promises, nor offer prime shipping. So keep this one on. And the next two I do keep off. This one and then this one, set the item condition you would like to compete against. We're going to do that off. We sell new items, so there's no reason to turn this one on. And we're going to hit next. Okay, so moving over to the Get Buy Box tab, one of the more important aspects of your rules. So self-explanatory here, right? These settings are when your ASIN is trying to compete to get the buy box. So by default, there are multiple buy box winners, and the system will target the lowest price buy box winner, which is optimal, right? In most cases, you want to match the buy box price. So by default, if there are multiple buy box winners, the system will target the lowest price buy box winner, which is optimal, right? Because in most cases, you want to just match the buy box offer. And of course, many sellers will deviate from this, and that's fine. The goal of this video is to give you a baseline and thought process of how I set my rules. So if you want to deviate from what I set, go ahead. But for right now here, I do set this to match the buy box price. So if you don't have Bqool yet, how it works is for each particular ASIN, you're going to dictate a minimum and maximum price, right? So for example here, give you some visuals. Let's take, for example, you have some socks, right? Some Nike socks that you want to sell. You bought these socks for $15 and your goal ROI is to sell it for $30. Of course, you'd love to sell these socks for over $30 and the event demand spikes for some reason. Also, there is a price where buyers may just not be interested in buying for that high of a price, right? Especially for a pair of socks. So let's let that price be $35. Our maximum price is $35, right? You bought it for $15. Your maximum is $35 and your minimum you'd like to sell these socks for is $25. All right, guys. So when I'm back on the Bqool interface, it was important for me to just show you that visual just to help you understand how Bqool will dictate and operate. So now we can read this line a little bit better, right? So when buy box winner is above minimum price, so back to our sock example, when it's above that $25 minimum price, it's going to try to match that buy box price to get the buy box, right? It's not going to drop in price at all. That's why I have a -0. You don't want to deduct anything because that's how you trigger tanking. You can see sellers on your listing, I'm sure, drop their prices by a penny at a time. You don't want to do that. That's going to trigger tanking. Now, when the buy box winner is below the minimum price, so back to our sock example, our minimum price again was $25. Let's say the buy box winner was $22, right? This will essentially match your buy box with the next best seller that's within your minimum maximum range. So within that $25 to $35, it's going to match with the next best seller. So sock example, we had our minimum $25. Let's say the buy box went to $22. Then the rule would find the next lowest best buy box seller, which could be perhaps $27, and match that price to get the buy box. So now let's scroll down over to when the buy box winners are found outside your minimum maximum price. So if the buy box price is found outside above the maximum price, like our sock example, $35, let's say the buy box was $40, right? I've already decided on a maximum price that's reasonable based on demand. And again, this is the feature that I was discussing that Bqool has that allows you to maximize your profits, right? When demand spikes up, you're not going to have your price left at $28, $29. Bqool is going to recognize as the price has gone up. So now it's going to reset your price to the maximum price you've set. In our Nike sock example, it'll reset it to $35 or reprice it rather. Now, that's why I have it set here on this drop down to set at maximum price, deducts nothing. Now, when the buy box winner is found below the minimum price, I will have it set as is. It will just go to my minimum price, add nothing. And when the buy box winner is found below your minimum price and above your maximum price, I have it set to just go to my minimum price. And when the buy box winner is found below the minimum price and above the maximum price, then I have it just, then I just keep it at the minimum price. But this one's up to you. You can play with it and you can try to strike more profit and add maybe $1 or whatnot. And then when the buy box winner is found below your minimum price and above the maximum price, I just have it set at the minimum price. That's when the buy box kind of just is going outside your range, below your minimum, outside to above your maximum. So that's how I have it set. Now, going next, when the buy box winner is not found. So meaning those listings that doesn't have a buy box, customers will tend to just kind of go into the other sellers tab and will typically just purchase from the lowest price. So it makes sense just to keep it at your minimum price. If no competition is found, meaning we're the only seller, we want to choose our maximum price, right? Since we're going to be running the table as the only seller, it makes sense just to go ahead with your maximum price. And when the buy box winner is excluded by your settings, I just put no, do not reprice. And when buy box winner is excluded by your settings, I just put do not reprice. And then scrolling down here, when the adjusted price equals or is below the minimum price, we want to just keep it at the minimum price. For the advanced setting, I just leave all this as off because if they're turned on, the get buy box rules we made get overridden, and I don't feel that tweaking that is really necessary. So we're going to go ahead and hit next. So also, just as equally as important as the get buy box tab, we're now in the stay in get buy box tab. Okay, so of course, how it differs from the previous tab is that these are the settings that will become active when you are already in the buy box, right? So my buy box settings do not change my buy box price, right? So back to our Nike socks example, min is 25, max 35. If the buy box right now is at $30, I'm in the buy box. I got the buy box. I got the sale. I don't want Bqool to mess with that price. I wanted to keep the price as is. You could alter this, of course. You can change it to lower or raise my buy box price. Mainly if you want to strike some more profit, you can raise it within X amount of dollars. You could also lower your buy box to stay competitive. But to be honest here, if you already got the buy box, you're technically already pretty competitive. So I just keep the settings back to do not change my buy box price. And finally, the competitors, I just keep the same three. Amazon in certain favorable or non-favorable scenarios, FBA and non-featured FBA. Again, I don't select FBM because Amazon already tends to favor FBA for the buy box anyway, so many FBM prices will be lower in an effort to gain the buy box. So these are the three. And I don't really mess with anything in the price change safety net, so hit next. And then for schedule, I used to have it to where I'd increase my prices overnight, but I've recently just changed this to off just to see if it alters anything. And the next is just the rule overview. So that's really it, guys. The feature where Bqool will reprice and increase your buy box price if demand spikes or the price rises, an incredible feature. That means you will not miss out on profits if these Nike socks somehow were selling for $35 and I had it at $29 when I sent it into Amazon or when I initially priced it. Bqool will reprice it and raise my price. In addition to that, if it lowers a little bit, let's say we had the Nike socks at $30 and the price drops to about $27, but I wasn't there to catch that, it'll automatically reprice to $27, helping you to get that buy box price and secure sales before other sellers do. So as I said in the very beginning of the video, guys, there's a link below if you want to go ahead and grab Bqool. It's a very low monthly cost and the amount of time you'll save is crazy. I've had a lot of members who have told me themselves, hey, it was kind of pushing off getting Bqool and a Repricer, but once I got it, I realized how much time I saved. In addition to that, their sales velocity increased, and I can relate to them. I got Bqool within like 2 months of selling, and I could see how much time I was saving in real time, right? I was spending more time sourcing instead of manually going in and changing my prices. And I'll also like to add, there's a link below to the free Amazon FBA Flips Nation Discord group. As you can see on our screen, we got over 1,000 members. Take advantage of the free information in there, free course, free resources, free community. We talk there all the time, Amazon FBA, whatever you guys got. In addition to that, we have a leads list in there if you're interested in opting in. Just a little bit more information about our leads list. We offer 60 leads a month. We post them every day or every other day. All the leads are vetted by me. It's a great way if you are just starting out and you want to venture out to new brands, see other kind of products and keep adding to your ASIN portfolio. Just a reminder, once you get these leads, you'll have this lead forever, right? You'll add it to your Excel sheet, whatever you have. You'll be able to not only look at this particular product, but you're able to go reverse and source all the other kinds of items within that brand that you may find. Our spots are limited though. Right now, I think it is full. You'll be able to go on the website and kind of see if it opens up. 60 leads a month, post every day or every other day. All leads are vetted by me. Great way to start growing your brands and your portfolio of ASINs. Other than that, guys, that's kind of wraps up my video. I hope this helps you with your Bqool repricing setup. Drop me a like if this helped you out. Consider subscribing if you have not yet, and I will see you guys on the next video.